This isn't like a sponsored ad or anything, because I don't really drink kombucha. It's like you like it, but you don't. Like, it tastes good because it's cola flavored, but at the same time, it kind of tastes like grass. Now, I know you're not here for this, unfortunately. We will be talking about the cost of Amazon FBA. That is one of the questions that get asked the most. It's mainly, Jack, how much does it cost? What am I going to need to put in to get started with this kind of business? But I've set up a nice little presentation, nice little PowerPoint for you. So we're going to go through that and I'm going to talk to you along the way. Now, before we get started with the rest of this video, if you are interested in learning more about Amazon FBA, check the link down below. I have a course, which is Ecom Excellence. I've been running it for the last 3.5 years. And we have a lot of successful students in there. You can check the link down below, ask me questions about it. It's all geared towards Aussies. So if you are looking at getting started with Amazon FBA, especially selling here in the Aussie market, be a great place to start. But without further ado, let's get into this video. It still tastes like grass. Cost of Amazon FBA in 2022. I don't want to hold you guys up much longer here, so we're going to get into the bulk of this video and we're going to talk about what you guys are here for. So in this video, we'll cover a few things, okay? We'll cover how much and why, cover the things you'll need, Amazon FBA, possible extras, and we'll even give you an example of what the costs might look like to you. So when I say how much and why, a lot of people talk about on YouTube and other places as well, you know, how much Amazon FBA costs, but they don't really talk about why it costs that much. And I think it's important. So we'll cover basically why it costs this much, and we'll go a bit more in depth into these reasons as well. So first off, we're going to look at the costs and the reason, okay? First thing is going to be product research software. So the reason is it does help you find highest selling and most in demand products by taking out the guesswork. I think it's very, very important. And we'll talk about some of the, or a couple of the product research softwares I recommend. And I just think it's a great starting point as well, especially if you're a complete beginner. It does help you a lot because it basically tells you the exact figures of what a product is selling each month. And I think it does cut a lot of curves, and I think it helps quite a bit, especially for beginners. Next thing you're going to need is a barcode. Okay, so a barcode is needed in order to sell your product online. Pretty self-explanatory. Pretty much everything you sell online is going to need a barcode. First product order. Now, one thing as well I didn't put in here is logo into this list, but we'll be talking about logos as well. The main bulk of your initial investment is going to be this is where it's going to go to, your first product order. So the more you have to invest into your first order, the better. We'll talk a bit more about that as well. And then we've got some extras, which is optional. We've got training, learning material, possibly a mentor, something like that. This can help guide you if you're a complete beginner, learn from others' mistakes so you can give yourself the best chance of success. We'll talk a little bit about that as well because I think that can help a lot of beginners out too. So first things first, product research software. And I'm going to talk about the two that I look at myself. One of the ones that I use being ZonGuru. So recommended ones, like I said, I use ZonGuru. I have students use Helium 10 as well. So ZonGuru, the link will be down below for that if you do want to get involved with that. And I do have students who use Helium 10, and they're probably two of the most accurate product research softwares for the Aussie market especially. Now, these work as well for other markets if you want to use it for other markets, but because we're gearing this towards Aussies, I think it'll help, especially help you guys out if you're looking to sell in the Aussie market. So the cost is $40 per month. Good thing about this is you actually, I only pay for it for the months that I require product research, right? And I think that's very, very helpful because, in my opinion, if you are paying for the months that you're not doing product research, you're just burning money that you don't need to spend. So basically, when I do product research, I just pay for the 1 month, do my product research, and then when I come back, later on and I want to look for another product, I just pay for that month again, right? So I'm going to keep the total cost on the bottom right here just so we can keep a hold of what it's looking at so far, the total cost. So right now, that total cost is $40, okay? But that's product research software. I highly recommend it if you're a beginner for sure. So next thing you're going to need is a barcode. Now, two places I recommend to get your barcodes from. One is Barcodes Mania, the other is Barcodes Australia. So I've had students use both. Now, I've got the pricing here at anywhere from $10 to $75. Barcodes Mania starts off at $10, okay? It's $10 for one single barcode. Barcodes Australia, it is $75 for a single barcode. Now, in saying that, apparently Barcodes Australia is meant to have sort of, barcodes that are less likely to get rejected, right? They're more like GS run registered, from what I've heard. But in saying that, myself and students have been using Barcodes Mania with the cheaper barcodes for the last 3.5 to 4 years, and there's been no issues there. There's only been one person out of the hundreds of thousands of people that I've seen using Barcodes Mania that has had their listing rejected because the barcode wasn't, I guess it wasn't valid apparently, but that wasn't a student of mine. That was, I think, a follower who has watched this channel. But out of the hundreds or thousands of people that have been using Barcodes Mania for the cheaper barcodes, that's been the only issue. So I think that's pretty good. It's a pretty good ratio. So if you are looking for the cheaper option, go with Barcodes Mania. Barcodes Australia, the only other thing to note is with Barcodes Mania, you will get your barcode anywhere from half an hour to an hour to maybe 6 hours. You'll get your barcode. With Barcodes Australia, you're guaranteed to be delivered it via email in about 10 to 15 minutes. So that's the only other thing to note there. So another thing is you only need one barcode for each product variant. So I've got the 3 t-shirts down the bottom here just to let you know, give you an example. Let's say if you're selling one blue t-shirt, right? You're selling one blue t-shirt and it's one size, okay? Even if you have 100 of these, you only need one barcode because it's one variant, right? If you're selling 150 of each 3 of these shirts, so let's say you got 50 blue shirts, 50 green shirts, 50 pink shirts, that's 3 different variants. So you're going to need 3 different barcodes. You need to buy 3 different barcodes, okay? If you have different sizes, so say if you're selling a blue shirt and you have 50 small, 50 medium, 50 large, that's still 3 different variants. That's 3 variants of sizes, so you're going to need 3 barcodes. Just so you know, in case you're confused about that. So far our cost is about $90. I put the pricing around mid-range here, more of, I guess, a conservative kind of cost. Because I didn't want to put it at $10 just in case, so currently our cost is $90. So next up, one thing I didn't have on the list, but a thing that we're going to talk about is a logo. So there's a free route and a paid route for this. Now, I personally just use Canva, which is free. It's an online tool that you can use to edit and make logos. They've got lots of templates and everything. Works fine for me. But if you don't want to do the free version and you don't want to put the work in to do it, or you're not tech savvy or something like that, you want someone else to do it for you and you have an idea of what you want it to look like, then you can go the paid version and hire a freelancer. You can go through Upwork or Airtasker or something like that. Usually it costs around $50. Okay, so I myself just do Canva because I don't get too picky on what the logo looks like, especially if I'm launching a brand for Amazon or if I'm doing something with dropshipping or something like that. I just do it myself because I like to learn how to do these. Otherwise, you can do the freelancer version, which is obviously the paid route. So logos, in my opinion, are highly recommended in order to brand your product. In 2022, okay, in my opinion, brands are becoming more and more important in this online selling space. So I wouldn't recommend you sell a product without branding, without a logo, okay? I would recommend you get a logo done, whether you do it yourself or get someone else to do it. I'd recommend you get your product branded and you get them to put your logo on your product for you, okay? So I think branding is very, very important in this day and age. I think it's only going to become more important when it comes to e-commerce. So right now, our total cost is about $140, right? So this is where the main part of your investment is going to go to, and that's your product order, okay? We use Alibaba, which is a massive chain or massive directory where you can find thousands, hundreds of thousands of Chinese suppliers at good prices, right? So we use Alibaba. When I say we, I mean myself and students in Ecom Excellence, right? So the recommended unit order is anywhere from around 100 to 300 units, okay? And this is recommended from me teaching for the last 3.5 years and also selling on Amazon myself. Anywhere from about 100 to 300 units. The reasons for that is because you need, I would say, probably minimum of 100. So you've got the inventory there to start competing with, your other competition, with depending on what product you're selling. If it's high in demand, you're going to need the inventory there to keep in stock and to get your momentum started. And 300 units is usually a maximum because that's usually your limit as a seller when you're getting started on Amazon. So you can't usually go over 300 units because Amazon don't allow you to have 300 units stored, usually as a beginner seller. That does increase as you sell more and more, but that's why I've got 100 to 300 as well. So the cost of that, I would say, is around $1,500. Now, again, I've started on a product with about $3,000. I've had students start with around $1,500. I've had people that have started, or I've known of people that have started with
about say $500, and then I've had students that have started with like $6,000. So it depends on how much you've got to invest, but as a median amount, I would say about $1,500 to be safe. And this would also include the unit cost, shipping, and taxes as well. So just keep in mind that is what I would recommend. If you want to go on the lower side, again, do around 100 units, or you can do a very, very small order, say of like 25 to 50 units, but it just depends. I would still recommend maybe doing a minimum of about 100 units. I think that's the way to go. So right now, total cost is $1,640. Like I said, that's the main bulk of where your investment will go to. Next thing as well is just an extra. So you can go into training and learning material. Now, I would do what you're doing right now, okay? My personal, I guess, piece of advice is just start with learning online for free, like you're doing right now on YouTube. Then choose whether you want to further your learning and training, whether you want to go into extra training or get a mentor. Now, I've got Ecom Excellence here. I don't want to make this a big talking point in this video, but I just want to let you know that I am the owner of Ecom Excellence. I launched it back in mid-2018, so I've been running it for about 3.5 years now. And we've got around, say, just over 800 students now, right? And we have a lot of success stories in there of people selling on Amazon. This is both on the Aussie market, the UK market. We've got a few on the US market, but the majority of them are selling on the Aussie market, right? And they've launched their products. We got some people selling, massive ends on like 100K per month. We got people selling 100K per year. Got people selling anywhere from 5 to 10K per month. So it really does vary. It depends on how much work you put into it. But I just want to let you know that I do teach how to sell on Amazon, especially gearing it towards Amazon Australia and helping Aussies do that. So if you do want to learn about that, that is down below. But like I said, the cost of something like this, I'm not expecting anyone to get into Ecom Excellence, but it's just an extra option there, okay? Whether you decide to go Ecom Excellence, whether you decide to go private mentor, that is someone else completely. The option for this, I think, is a good idea, okay? Especially if you're a beginner. You can learn from YouTube, right? There's a lot of videos that are free on YouTube. A lot of people like to get into courses and private mentors because they like getting taught from people they trust. They like getting the extra added benefits. Say in Ecom Excellence, you've got like a private group where you talk to the other students. You've got extra stuff that you can get involved in, right? So I think it's a good idea to get into. When I first started, I got into some cheaper courses way back in the day. This is like, I think around 2017, maybe even earlier. That was just the right way. Like that was the way that I learned. You don't have to though. This is just an extra option. That's why I've got it as an extra, but it's something you can do. Go for like a mentor or a course or anything, a private group, whatever you want. But this is just the cost that I've got here. I put it in the mid-range. I priced it around $250 in the total cost, so we've got $1,890. Okay, so at total cost right now, $1,890. That is around, I guess, the median kind of range of what you're looking at as an investment. And what I want to do as well is I want to give you an example. Okay. I'm gonna give you an example of this for a total cost, right? So, got 1 month of Zonguru, $40. Barcode from Barcodes Mania, $10. Freelancer logo, $50. Product order of 100 units, including shipping and taxes. Let's say that costs about $1,340, right? And then you decided to go for extra training and learning material, $400, right? So the total cost $1,840, just as an example, but that is something to take note of, okay? If you don't do the training and learning material, you can use that extra money to maybe put towards your order or do something else, like whether you buy extra barcodes or whether you put it towards advertising or whether you put it towards, better logo or more units, like anything, okay? You put that towards anything. The reason why I put in training and learning here as well is because the investment that you put into training and learning is sort of like a priceless kind of thing. It's like you learn that stuff and you keep it for life. Right, especially courses where you've got lifetime access or you've got a mentor where you learn things that you won't really learn from, I guess, a lot of videos, or you won't learn from YouTube or something like that. A lot of this stuff is very, very valuable. So that's why I put in training and learning, because it's a good idea. And that's just an example of what the costs will be.
So I do sincerely hope that that video helped you out. If you do have any other questions about these costs, please let me know, comment down below, or you'll find the links to my socials down below as well. I hope you're having a safe day or night, wherever you're watching, and it's currently raining here in Brisbane, so it's, yeah, it's pouring down at the moment. So stay safe out there, okay? But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.